What's up? What's up, guys? Are you guys able to hear me? Let's see. We're gonna give this a few more minutes, and then we're gonna start this call at 9:55. We're gonna wait for more people to join in, and then we can start this live call. Let's see what we're able to catch today with gold. Give it a few more minutes. All right. How's everyone doing? You guys able to catch the trade that we took early this morning with the NY pre-New York session sells what we took this morning? Let's see if we're able to catch another one. Yeah, bro. Of course. All right, let's wait for more people. Yo, this month, well, we're gonna go over technically what's going on. Well, pretty much a quick update of this entire month with gold. So that's what we're gonna do in this live call. We're gonna go over pretty much every single setup that we have taken this week, and then on top of that, we're gonna see if we're able to catch another trade before we call it a full week closure. So I'm looking at, well, it's pretty much marking up already for the new New York session. Marked up a little bit earlier from the London session, but cleared up my charts. I'm gonna go over this as well. So let's give it 2 more minutes, and then we can start this live breakdown and the live calls. Let's see. So while we wait for more people to join in, where are you guys currently at right now? Are you guys trading or nighttime? Is it morning time for you guys? Let's see. All right. London time. Oh, it's crazy. We're all from different place. No, it's here is super early. It's 10 in the morning here. Afternoon, London. Nice. Is anyone from London? Or like where you guys are telling me you guys are from London? It's trading Friday. Yeah, Friday it's a very we'll go over that as well. Sometimes I don't like trading on Fridays as well. There can be times that the market does give you a very good opportunity. So those are times where you guys really want to take those advantage if it actually makes sense or worth taking those type of risk. Let's see. All right, so let's give it 1 more minute and then we start this call. Give me just 1 second. I got an order to pick up real quick. All right, cool. So give me 1 more minute. I'll be right back. Just 1 minute. All right, cool. We're back. We're back. So we got more people here. Perfect. All right, so let's start this call, guys. See, we got more chats in here. In South Africa, what are you expecting from today? Honestly, I do want to stay in there. We do have there's also Trump speaking today at 12 p.m. So we have Powell speaks at 10 a.m. So we're going to see what's going to happen in there. And then we also have Trump speaking at 12 p.m. So today's going to be a very volatile day. We can definitely expect the market just being going crazy, just moving 100 pips upside, moving 100 pips downside. So the goal here for today, can you send me a recording video? I got you. So the goal here for today, we're going to look at it exactly what is going on during this news session. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of things going on. I do see here, what are they expecting? What are the numbers that they're expecting here? Let's see. Well, there's no data released just yet for that one. Yeah, it's no more data on that one. But anyways, we're going to go over very quick. The news does start at 10. So we got like 3 minutes before the news starts. But going over very quick of what gold has been pretty much doing the past couple of days and past couple of weeks, right? So we're going to focus here on the weekly time frame. The one thing that I really find very strange here with gold is just how the weekly and how the monthly has been playing out, right? So we take a look here at the monthly time frame. You guys can clearly see the past months, right? So let me just kind of delete all of this that I have here. This is all from previous studies, but let's just delete this very quick. Take a look here at gold, looking at it from a monthly time frame perspective, right? You guys can clearly see how gold over here has just been very, very indecisive, you know, where exactly you want to go, right? So you guys can see there's a lot of weak rejection towards the upside, a lot of weak rejection towards the downside, right? For me, in case just looking at this from a monthly time frame, obviously from the beginning of the year, gold has been in a very obviously in a very strong bullish condition, right? We're coming to the point where gold is just being indecisive, just moving from a key point from one high towards another high, right? So if we look at it from a weekly time frame perspective as well, we can clearly see that gold just been trading. This is what the level that I have been marked up, and this is the level that I've seen that price action has failed to maintain itself above it multiple times, right? Which is exactly going to be these highs right over here, which is going to be at the 33.59 zones, right? Notice that in the previous price action, we have seen that gold has broken above it. We have caught in the pullback, but notice how it just breaks back under, right? Same thing happened in this market condition. We had a pullback towards the upside, failed it to maintain itself above it, going back inside towards these highs. Same thing happened here like 2 weeks ago. Price action was able to break above it. Last week, we got the pullback towards this area, but again, we're basically trading in the middle, right? So we're seeing that technically these exact levels right over here, which is going to be set at the 33.57, 33.59. It's a very nice weekly structure zone, which obviously we have seen that seller has been holding these levels multiple times, right? And exactly this is going to be considered as the weekly highs of this week, right? So we have seen that price action has come back towards these highs multiple times. We have seen all of these type of rejection, obviously seeing that price action is just trading underneath these zones, right? All of these over here, I would say that obviously if you guys go into a lower time frame perspective, you guys can obviously catch all of these move towards the upside. But if we look at it from a higher time frame perspective, I do believe that all of this here noises over here is just pure manipulation, you know, heading towards the upside, coming back to retest the structure, but then fails it and then goes back inside the ranges, right? So I feel like all of these entire moves going up and down is going to be crazy. I hope that today these Powell speaks, we are at least able to break either above the weekly highs or under the weekly lows so that we can actually start seeing a different structure of the weekly time frame, right? So if I'm looking at this from a 4-hour perspective, if we look at it from this week, we did see that gold, look at this, it's already moving from that news session. So we're seeing some bullish move. Let's see what's going on here quickly. Yeah, so look at that. This is from the news going on right now. That's insane. This was from one point towards another point. How many pips did this move? Moved over 200 pips. But anyways, let's go back into the 4-hour perspective. So if we look at it from the 4-hour perspective, obviously looking at it from the start of this week, right? Start of this week, we did see that gold had a break towards this exact downtrend, right? Notice this level, which is going to be the 33.59. So we go back in towards the weekly time frame. It's going to be exactly these weekly highs set up right over here, right? These are going to be the weekly highs that price action is still trading underneath. So we go back here in the 4-hour time frame. We did see that price action did have a nice push towards the downside, going, you know, respecting just in overall respecting the trend of the 4-hour time frame, which is obviously creating these lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs, right? So if we look at it from last week perspective as well, we did see that gold had a break of structure, which is going to be somewhere set. I did have it marked up, I believe it was at 33.78 is what I had it marked up, or 74 is what I had it marked up. So let's say this structure, right? We did see that price action from this point. It was once an area of support demand zone, which price action was holding above, obviously having to push towards this upside. From there on, this is exactly where price action started having to switch the structure from this entire bullish leg to now start breaking towards the downside, starts shifting the structure from a bullish to a bearish market, right? So overall, this is the weekly highs over here, which is going to be set at 33.57. We did see that price action did attempt to break above these highs, but notice how once we came back towards these levels to retest it, it failed, broke underneath, came back to retest these exact high. As you guys can see, sellers are continuing to hold these levels, right? Now, this was earlier this week. We did see that price action had a very strong downtrend push towards the downside, tapping or creating these new weekly lows, but notice exactly the levels where price action had a reaction from it, right? Which is going to be these exact lows over here. If you guys take a look at it from a left side perspective, you guys can see that there is a lot of bullish orders being placed towards these levels, right? Obviously, these zones are going to be here, consider as a support zone or a demand zone, right? So we have seen that price action has been holding above both levels, up and down. So this is exactly where I tell you guys that price action is overall indecisive to actually tell us, hey, this is where price action is going to go on a higher time frame perspective, right? So if we look at it from a daily perspective, I personally believe there's no very clear direction. We're just simply bouncing off from one level towards another level, right? You guys can clearly see these highs and these lows over here. So technically what we're seeing on the daily time frame is just price bouncing off from a resistance, bouncing off from a support, bouncing off from a resistance, right? If we look at it from a weekly time frame perspective, you guys can clearly see that we're simply bouncing off from the same exact zone. Now, price action is coming back towards these weekly highs over here. This is where I want to see if price action is able to break out of it, right? So right now that we're having these new session, hopefully we do see that price action does take above all of these highs over here and actually start having a real direction shift, right? So right now, with this entire bullish move, obviously we're seeing gold having a very, look at this is crazy. This is all from the news. Wow, look at this one candle. That's insane. That's insane. That's what, like 200 pip candle? It's insane. Let me see this. It's 200. What is... And how is US 30 moving? Wow, look at US 30. This one probably flew too. That's insane. I was in a US 30 buy position that ended up taking me out of break even here, and then it just flew. That's crazy. But let's go back here to gold. So if we're looking at it this technically wise, on technical ways, this trade over here would have been a very nice trade that we could have probably taken as well. But again, we were just Friday. We wanted to keep it very, very chill. Yeah, it's mag 100%. Bitcoin as well. Well, everything is flying at this point. Yeah, look at that. It's crazy. So going back here on the on the 1 hour perspective, or yeah, overall on the 1 hour perspective, this is exactly the levels where price action started having to bounce from, right? So again, if we're going into a daily time frame, we're just simply bouncing off from a level towards another level, right? So we managed to hold both levels. Again, we're pretty much indecisive overall on the higher time frame. Now, looking at it, what happened in today's market, we're going into a lower time frame perspective. The sell that we end up taking this morning was pretty much the same exact sell that we were anticipating yesterday, right? Yesterday, we did see that price action had a very nice push towards these upside, tapping into these exact levels of supply zone, where obviously price action started having a bearish reaction from it, right? All we simply waited for from the London session trade was simply a break and retest underneath these exact lows, which price action did manage to give us that entry, right? This trade over here did play out for a 101.7 risk to reward. And on top of that, yesterday, New York session, we were waiting for the same exact thing, which was going to be under the 33. 37 was our areas of interest, right? So that was our areas of interest of yesterday. Obviously, price action took a while to break out of it, which is exactly what we got during the London session. So the London session, we got the break underneath, we got the pullback, we came back to retest these lower time frame supply zone right over here. So we came back to retest all of these exact zones over here, which price action obviously had a bearish reaction from it. All we simply waited for was for price action to remain itself underneath, right? Again, we also have the VWAP trading above all of these exact candles over here, showing us that obviously sellers are holding this level very, very nice. All we simply waited for was for these exact minor breakouts, which is going to be these exact zones. So this was kind of like an aggressive scalping areas, but we did manage to catch a very nice entry. So this was exactly the level that I had marked up this morning, just like this. So again, the first confluence was that we finally got the break out of this exact zone. We got the pullback towards this level, build that supply, price action came back, retested this area, rejected it, have another bearish reaction from it. We came back, we build up these exact areas of resistance over here during the early New York session. And all we simply waited for was, okay, if price action does either rejects above these exact resistance level and starts having that break underneath and retest it, that's exactly where I'm going to be entering the sell. Or worst case scenario, if price action does respect these exact lows over here and then starts breaking above these highs over here, retested, then this is exactly where we could have taken the buy position. But as you guys can see, there was a lot of rejection towards these exact highs. Finally got the break underneath, we got the retest, and that's exactly where we managed to take the trade. It was a very nice trade, which it did end up playing out for a 1 or 2 risk to reward. Unfortunately, we got stopped at a break even. I wish they really pushed a little bit lower down to hit our final take profit, but it is what it is. I did manage to secure a very good amount of profits. Now, going back into a higher time frame perspective, we came back, we respected these exact demand zone. This is exactly where price action did manage to have a bounce from it, right? So you guys can see these levels over here. This is exactly where price action did manage to have a bounce from it. We did build this kind of bullish fair value gap, which is going to be exactly these highs over here, but we never got the retest. So this is exactly another reason why I never really entered these buy position. But this could have been very clean, right? The rejection towards these exact lows, we started having that switch structure, building up that 15-minute fair value gap right over here, which price action did manage to break out of it, and then having that nice push, right? Again, we were trading during the news session, so as well with that, there's no point of us to be taking a trade. But let's see what gold is going to go up to. Right now, we're coming back to retest these weekly highs. At this point over here, if we're going to be honestly looking for a trade, we just want to see how price action reacts above these weekly highs. So this is where we have to be very careful. Let's see. Maybe, let's see. Maybe we even come back towards these weekly highs and just, liquidity sweep all of these highs over here and then start having that shift back towards the downside. So let's see if that's even possible for price action to even do. So we have these levels over here marked up as well. And then we also have these weekly highs marked up here. The moving averages that I use is the VWAP. That's the only one that I use. But let's see, look at this. We're having, so probably what we may see at this point, again, we might grab this liquidity sweep towards all of these. And then we probably start having that little shift towards the downside. That can probably be a scenario that we may see today. But let's see, right now there is a lot of news sessions, so I'm not willing to take that trade just yet until we start having that proper direction. But let's see. Or, if worst case scenario, if price action does manage to continue the bullish volume, the only way that me personally I will start looking for the buy, obviously we have to break above the weekly high. The weekly high is the only thing that has me more cautious at this point over here, due to the fact that we're just bouncing from a level towards another level, right? So for me to actually start looking for the buy, if we actually do get that break above these weekly highs and then get the proper retested above these exact levels over here, then we can probably take those buy position and then target back towards these highs over here, probably even higher if price action does manage to maintain itself above it. But let's see. So those are the two scenarios that I'll be very interested in taking today. And the sells, obviously, we have to be underneath these daily highs over here. So the sells, we have to be underneath, or maybe we just break out of it and just, break and retest and just react and adapt. But let's see. I do believe we also have more news at 12. So today the market is going to be very volatile. It's going to be very risky for us to be looking for a trade, but let's see. This is finally one of the biggest moves that gold has been giving us the past weeks. Gold has been, like this month for me, gold has been very choppy for me. It's been a very break-even month for me personally. I have had good wins. I have good losses as well. I just hate how gold has just been tapping from one zone towards another zone and never giving us that proper entry, right? So what I mean by that is, check this out. Notice how we have the rejection towards the exact levels that we have marked up, but then we start ranging. So check this out. We start ranging here and then start having the breakout. We either get false out or we either hit stop loss or maybe we even hit the take profit. But same thing over here. We get the break towards the downside. Price action starts ranging. Same thing over here. Price action starts ranging. Right over here as well. Price action starts ranging. So over here, we're just bouncing from a key level towards another key level. But again, price action is being very difficult to give us a proper entry to catch those big moves, right? Now today, we were able to catch that sell, which was nice. And then these buys over here did play out nicely as well, the way that I have it marked up. But there was no entry towards that. So we're going to have to call that a miss. But what do you guys think of this one? You guys think price action is either going to reject under these exact weekly highs again? Look at this. We're coming back towards these weekly highs that we just went over. What do you guys think? Or we're going to end up rejecting these exact weekly highs. Last week we did close underneath as a bearish, so this low key might be the retest of this exact structure. Let's see. But look at it from a daily perspective. We have those daily sweep out of these lows over here. And we also have those daily higher lows in there being formed. You think it's going to sell? I don't know anything no more. Yeah, at this point the market has been like, what's going on? But look, I do like this from the daily that we did come. This was very simple price action. Look at this. We have a daily rejection towards these demands over here, which is these exact lows. We have the push. This new daily candle comes over here, sweep out the previous daily lows. And then we start having that bullish move, which was, if we were in it, it would have been nice. But unfortunately, we weren't. But let's see. You know, taking a sell here is actually very risky. That is like, you know, you're asking it to give your money away at this point here. So let's see if if you took it to sell from here, your stop loss above these highs, I guess. This is pretty much call impulsive, decision just because price action is coming towards the zone. But nah, this here would not be a good trade at all. Might even play out, but like I told you guys, the only thing that we're gonna wait for, since we are coming back to retest these structures, I personally want to see gold being underneath these daily highs, right? So if we go back here in the 30 minutes, wow, I lost my voice for like a second. We go back here in the 30 minutes, check out these highs over here. So we have this one's over here, which is the weekly highs. We have this one over here, which was yesterday highs as well, right? So remember, the idea whenever you guys are looking for a type of sells, your goal is to always be underneath previous highs, right? If you guys are above previous highs over here, then obviously there is a chance of price action just coming back, rejecting off these highs and just building up, that solid foundation of support so it can push the market higher. So the idea for us to take these sells, obviously we will need to be underneath these two highs over here. I would not like to take the sell right over here. This will be mostly an impulsive decision, or another sell underneath these levels over here, because that will also be another impulse decision, right? So we need a rejection from these highs, we need a rejection from these highs, and maintain itself underneath. And that will be the only way that we were able to take the sell today. Now for the buy position, right now price action is heading back towards these highs over here. We will honestly have to see. I would like to wait obviously for a 15-minute high to close above. So this will be the structure where we will be very patient, or that's a very aggressive 15. So that's not like a really nice one at all. Let's see. Did we close? No, we just closed 15. 15. But then the buys, technically will be above these weak highs over here, which is pretty much what just went active. But there's no retested of it, so it's not worth taking as well. And look at this. Where exactly will we place our stop loss? Stop loss will probably be placed exactly at these lows. So that's like a pretty wide stop loss, like over 90 pips. let's see, let's see. And then on top of that, we also have news, or Trump is going to be speaking at 12 p.m. So market might be volatile today. I think we're going to have to step out for the market today. There's a lot of news. We got the sell that we wanted earlier this morning, but we don't want to be stuck in these type of news here. You know, the entry, our buy stop entry would have gotten active right over here. If we would have taken these buys, if there was no news, I would have taken these buys. The buy stop would have gotten active. Now we see if it plays out. Obviously, this was 80 pip stop loss, so usually we will go break even around here, like a 1-1. All right. But let's see. No trade has been taken, guys, yet. So we're just being patient here. We're gonna see how it reacts above it here. We're gonna wait, honestly, for the 30-minute to close, not the 15. 30-minute will make more sense. We also have all of these previous highs here, which can be price action having a reaction from it. So that's something I have it marked up as well. If it will break above these highs over here and maintain itself above it, then probably that buy will play out nicely. But then we just gotta be, it's just everything being cautious at this point here. Goal here is not to give the money to the markets, so we're gonna have to be cautious here. Look at this. Probably like this. This would have been already up almost at take profit 2. Well, technically at TP2 already. But you see why it's not very smart to sell off just because price action is coming to a specific zone. Like, just because price action is coming towards these areas doesn't really mean that we have to sell the market right away. So at this point here, we're coming towards these highs. Well, obviously we want to wait for the 30-minute to close first. But you see, only if there was no news, we would have taken these buys. Only if there was no news. Right now, this would have been at TP3 already, 60 pips. It can be a lot of things that price action does here. It can probably be that price action is still looking for more of all of these levels here to liquidity sweep and then start having that shift. So you see, we're coming back towards these highs, the same exact highs that we just marked up. And then look how price action is slightly rejecting as of right now. Not fully, slightly. So only if price action will actually break out of here and then break out of here, then, you know, that would be a completely different story. But let's see. So far, we are kind of having a little minor rejection towards here. So maybe let's see how it reacts to these highs first before we do anything. Before we do anything. But while we wait to see if we're even able to catch a trade today or not, how's your guys' week? How's your guys' week with trading, with everything? Did you guys like the gold market this week? Was it very indecisive, very choppy? what is you guys' opinion with gold so far? Alright. Last 200 Monday was painful. Monday was painful. What was Monday? Oh yeah, Monday for me, I got a break-even trade. There was a trade that could have gotten break-even as well. Let me show you guys that trade. That trade actually honestly pissed me off. It was this trade that I had on Monday. This trade right over here. This Monday trade is what really, honestly, got me pretty upset. So the idea for me to always go break even is always at a 101. So technically we would have hit a 101 trade here. Would have been a break even trade, right? This was a previous trade that we end up taking. That was what another 101 risk to reward. This trade here, it was moving for hours in a range, up, down, up, down, up, down, until we finally got the break towards the downside. I had my phone on do not disturb, so I did not get those notifications. And then once I go look at my phone, price is already up here. We're all the way back up here. So I end up taking this loss here for not being aware of what the market was doing. It's my loss. It's pretty stupid trade as well in case here. But we did end up making it back towards these trade here. This one was really nice. And then this one, again, same story. And then we finally won another one yesterday, and then another one today. I've been going the wrong way for 2 weeks. If I did the opposite, I would have done it really well. Yeah. So you see, look, check this out. This is right here what we were just talking about. This is why we have to be patient and just wait for, a specific time zone for price to close. So if we look at it, we could have probably taken that buy and we could have hit in that take profit 3. But the goal here is not to catch every single pips, right? The goal here is to actually catch a trade that makes sense. So like I had marked up these highs over here. So we go back towards the 30 minutes. We have all of these exact highs marked up over here, which as you guys can see, that price action is kind of doing the same exact story, kind of same exact history what price action did here. So we have the rejection, we have the drop, we have the pullback, the rejection, we have the drop. Now notice how right now with this entire bullish move towards the upside, we're coming back towards these highs. Price action is having the same exact reaction from it. So we are rejecting these highs. Now, we're going to take the sell here? Not yet. At this point over here, since we are now trading above the weekly highs, we have seen that price action has closed above it, right? So the goal here, if we were actually able to look for a trade, this will be our idea now. Either one, we break underneath the weekly highs and we get the retest so that we can take the sell, or maybe under the daily highs over here and then we can take the sell if price action obviously trade underneath. Now, since we are coming back, rejected these previous highs, but we're still maintaining itself above the weekly highs, this is where we have to be and make up the right decision. If we get the bounce from the weekly highs and we break out above these highs over here and retest it, and then we can probably look for an entry above it here. So anything above the 33.68, it will make sense for a buy position. Anything under the 33.60 will make sense for a sell position. So, but first thing first, obviously we're gonna have to wait for that breakout. If there's no breakout, above highs, above lows, then there's no trade at all. But you see why it's very important to wait for these type of little details to go on. That's what I like to say, details. Oh my god. We have so many things. It's like a beautiful day outside. So sunny. So let's see. Probably gonna be holding this. Well, we're gonna have to wait for this obviously. But this is annoying that we had news today. I was obviously not aware that the news were gonna be like this big. I really want to take that trade. What was your guys' biggest loss ever? I had one of the loss that I had a few weeks ago, not a few weeks, a few months ago, which was, I think it was going like in May or April. Dude, I lost like that month. I was down 5,900. That was the biggest loss I've ever taken in my life. That was my first losing streak of this year, and I was down so bad. 5,900. $900 in a trade margin call. High impact news. Yeah, that's insane. 900 in a trade. My losses in a trade averages from a $300 from a trade to 150. That week I was in a losing streak. I was in a losing streak for almost a whole month. And then I've taken, at that time I was in another account. It was another account that was being managed. The account was a little bit higher funds than what I have in my personal account. So that was the account that I ended up losing over 5,900. My personal account, I was down like almost, I believe it was like 2,000, something like that. It was a very bad month for me. That month had my head going everywhere. Market was not, it was giving me everything I want. I will take it and then reverses on me. So that was the horrible month. And then this month right now, obviously over experience and over time, you obviously know exactly how to react whenever you guys are seeing these type of trades and everything. How much is your average month in percentage? So my average month in percentage, last month I did close. Let me show you guys. Look for it. I believe like so my average percentage a month, I'm averaging over 6 to 8% is what I'm looking for. So here, two, three, threes. Yeah, so last month I closed out at 8%. 8.6% is what I closed out last month. And I did over last month, not gonna lie, I did risk a little bit more. So I wasn't risking $300 more. I was risking I believe I upgraded the risk. I was doing 450 of my personal money that I was risking, $450 a trade to be averaging anywhere between 1,200 is what I look for. So I really don't trade. This is my obviously my personal risk tolerance. I don't risk by percentage. I just risk of the money that I'm comfortable to lose with, right? So in the brokers, I have my certain funds in there. Whatever I'm comfortable to lose with is what I'm, basically trading. So that's the only way. So if I'm comfortable to lose $300, I'm gonna be risking $300 in every single trade, no matter what size it is on the account. That's my way of personal risk management. How much do you have? No, so my personal account. Let me show you. So this is the way. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I do my accounts and everything. So my account, I deposited on, this is a live account, my account, deposited 5,171. This account right now is sitting at 14,200. I only deposit $5,000. $5,000 is what I deposited in my personal live account. Now, in another account that I have, this is mostly of a managing. This is a lot of people in just in one account. This is like a PAM account. This PAM account, I have over $77,467. So this one, the PAM account, is just, I manage it and it's just being split by the investors in there. My personal account, I have it at 14,000. And I just trade always at $5,000. So up 14,000 is, I'm up like what, probably like 8 somewhere there, and then I just withdraw every single Friday. So today I have to withdraw. I'm gonna withdraw some little bit profits from last month and this week as well. But I always keep my personal balance at 5,000 and then just risk what I'm comfortable to lose. That's it. Just comfortable to lose $300. I'm comfortable to lose $5,000 if anything, but that's what it is. So you always start on 5K. No. So I'm up 5K. I've been having it. I'm like on 14,000. But that's profit from obviously everything, like from last week, from the previous week, from the previous month as well. I just withdraw a certain percentage of it. So last week I actually withdraw, or the beginning of this Sunday I withdraw money. I withdraw 3,200 is what I withdraw. I'm gonna show you. Let me log into my broker so you guys can see it. This week I did withdraw earlier as well, so let me show you guys. Yeah, you see that? Now we're just breaking. Now we're coming back. Lord, this happened so freaking. Yeah, that 5 minute still not good for us. Still not good for us because now we're coming back towards these highs here. So you see, that's the only thing that has me annoyed with gold, because it comes, breaks those highs, respect those highs, but then it never gives you that entry confirmation. So this is where you have to be patient. Just wait. You just gotta be waiting. So check this out. I withdraw. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Let me just put it here. I'm gonna cover some other stuff. But this is what I withdraw from last month. From last week, I withdraw. This is all from last week. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. So it was I have 1,020, 900, 400, 400. So I withdraw almost like $3,000 what I withdraw from this week. Yeah, no. I like to be full transparent with you guys. I show you guys, this is a live account. I show you guys all the losses, all the wins. I'm not scared to show you guys none of that. We've been doing this for almost 6 years, and it's funny because I've been doing this for almost 6 years. No, I don't trade fund. It's just all personal accounts. I've been trading for almost 6 years, and then this year is a year that I'm finally seeing, those big profits. So I've been trading 6 years, and then this year has finally been the year that I'm actually seeing those big profits. So being able to, withdraw 4,000, 3,000, obviously it's amazing. And if coming from a live account, not even a funded account. So obviously it just takes time. It's just, building up that discipline and just, showing up every day. And that's how you guys will be able to, get those type of the results and everything. Hopefully it gets to those point that we're able to get those, big, how you said, those scammers. That's funny. I have few friends here, because I live in Miami, so I do have a lot of friends here for traders. They're like in that big industry. I have a friend, he's an owner of a broker. It's pretty cool. Very big broker as well. But look, now we're coming towards these highs over here. Watch this, just gonna reject and just drop all the way down. Let me show you guys the profits for today too. Look, this is a live account with Vantage. This was the profit from today. It was 1,000. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. That's the profit from today, from the sell that we ended up taking this morning. Yeah, look at that. So we got the break exactly where we wanted above these highs here. We respected these weekly highs, but now we're coming back towards the other highs. So it's not really entry. Price is not giving the entry. It just keeps pushing. That's just the annoying thing that I don't like here. So, but anyways, I'm going to close out this call at 5 minutes. So let's just wait a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Let's talk a little bit more. You guys can ask me any question that you guys got. What are you guys going to do the weekend? Well, Miami has been crazy. It's been raining the whole entire week. Think about my losses. Study more trades. Dude, about the losses. Think about losses. That's funny. Study more trades. there's this website that I do recommend you guys. I don't know if you guys have heard it before. It's called FX Replay. That's a really cool website if you guys want to back test. Let me just show you guys. Cry in the corner. That's funny. Let me close out. Give me a second. Let me just do this quickly for you guys. I'm gonna show you guys this website that I use to back test, and it's pretty cool. Let me see. Let me just close out the video, or let me unshare the screen very quick. All right, you guys are still able to hear me and everything, right? Are you guys able to hear me and everything still? All right, cool. Let me show you guys this. All right, let me share the screen. All right, so I've used this website. Let's fuck this shit. So I used this website a few times. This was from, trying to understand it, how it works. But it's pretty cool. Let me show you guys how it looks. So technically you come here. It's called FX Replay. You're able to technically, backtest your whole entire strategy and just, play around with it. So for example, let's do this one. Test number 1. We're gonna put an account balance. Let's say you guys have an account, or you guys can even test, before even buying a funded account, or before you guys deposit an account. You guys can just have an idea how pretty much it is. Obviously, this is not real money. This is just for like back testing purposes. But let's say you guys put 5,000 in here, and then you guys have an assets of, let's put XEU USD. Well, let's put a date. Let's put last month. Let's say we went last month. We were trading Monday markets. Let's put the time. It's 10 in the morning. 10:30 or whatever. Let's just put this like this. And then we're gonna do a whole week of just back testing. So 7/14, 7/21. You create the session. Let's see. And then it will look something like this. So you can pretty much just back test, and then you can actually trade. So let me just do an example. So don't forget, you have up to 50 trade per month. Let's do a quick example. So let's say you guys do your back testing, right? Let's say you guys are just analyzing the market. Okay, I'm gonna place these. We're just gonna fuck around here. We're gonna place these here. Oh, let me just show you guys exactly. You guys just do obviously your analysis. You guys are gonna come here, place your orders, whatever you guys are looking for. Let's say you guys are looking for a buy position. Let's use a 0.30. Save in journal. What it says here, save order, hit K. Is the order even placed here or what? But yeah, so you see this, right? The order gets placed, and then let's say after you guys did your analysis, whatever, you guys are gonna come here and just click the button around there, and you just let it do its thing. Yeah, of course. That's exactly what I'm doing. Right now we're waiting. I have the alarm set, so there's no trade just yet. But this is technically how it looks. And then you guys place your take profit wherever you guys want. Let's say I want my TP right over here, my stop loss right underneath over here. You guys do your analysis, whatever. Just click this button. Let's put it in the 1 hour. Let's put this to move every 4 minutes. And then you just simply click this. Either hits your stop loss or either hits your take profit. But technically this is how it works. It's pretty cool. Let's put this faster. Put an hour. So it moves. So you see the trade is active right now. We're like what, $24 in profit, $200 in profit, 300, 400. And then obviously you guys can just put your things however you guys do it. You move your stop loss to break even at a certain point, but you guys get the idea, right? This is a very cool website. I do recommend you guys to check this out. This website is, if you guys do want to, obviously backtest your strategy, backtest everything, and like see how it looks whenever you guys are having the money. This is a very good website. It's called the FX Replay Mode. But let's go back to the charts. Let's go back here. This is crazy. Look at this. Still nothing. But yeah, you guys got any more questions? I'm about to close this out in 3 minutes. Let's go in the weekly. Have we broken out of that weekly structure? So look at this. It has broken out of it. Which is gonna be like 33.59-ish. I will be active till I'm gonna be active, yeah. I'm gonna be active. I'm waiting for specific things though. So if we don't get it, then obviously there's not gonna be a trade for us. What do you guys like the idea of scalping though? Because I usually take trades for, I day trade, so I usually take probably a max 2 trades a day. But I've noticed that obviously we have members from all around different places, different time zones. So scalping was a request. A lot of traders were like, hey, can we scalp the market? Can we be a little bit more aggressive? What do you guys think? You guys like the aggressive trading? I'm a mad scalper, but it has not been working for me lately. That honestly, for me, scalping in the past has not worked for me either. It gets me very into the head. So I've switched to obviously day trading, just looking for specific things to happen. I personally like it, but I have members. We have members over here just requesting for scalping. They're like, hey, can we take more trades, etc. Up to you guys. But look at this. So now that we have technically price action coming towards these highs, this is where, let's see. I don't know why every time I do my recordings here, the Zoom calls, the computer just lags so slow afterwards. But I guess we're coming back towards these highs over here. So now we're coming back, we're retesting it here. What exactly can price do? Are we gonna reject it, start selling off, or buy? But you see, the trade, if we would have taken the buy position that we were talking about earlier, you think it's going to waterfall, hopefully. The buy that we were talking about earlier, it was set right above here. Our stop loss would have been underneath here. We would have already hidden a, almost 100 pips. This would have been a nice trade, honestly. But I was not down to take this while I was not down to take this, during the news session. But there is below 33.68. Okay, so I get what you're saying. Yeah, so that's exactly so like I was saying, I do prefer were you looking for that sell, it's exactly the same zone where I'll be interested in that sell too, which is underneath these lows over here. So this over here will be a good confirmation. If we look at it going back into a 1 hour perspective, this is technically where we're going back towards where price action started having that very nice downfall. So this was 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, we're technically coming back towards these levels over here, which is previous highs. Obviously, we used it as an area. We can probably see, obviously, what you're saying right now, the waterfall, it can potentially happen. I do see it, but like you said, we have to be underneath these. I prefer being underneath these 33.67, 30.65 zone. Over here will be very aggressive. I mean, obviously, this will be something that we're going to have to wait for those rejection first. So, I will honestly want to wait for... Nah, yeah. Anything under here. I think this one would make more sense than actually taking this out from here to there. Very, very risky. But yeah. You guys got any more questions? Sega. I'm trying to grow. Is it time for a beer yet? I'm going for a beer later tonight too. I'm gonna go for a beer later tonight too. I haven't had one in a long time. What's your favorite beer? Well, we're keeping it PG. We're drinking a little coffee. I'm gonna start the day. One in the morning. Damn. Well, I've been sleeping. I've been messing around a lot with my routine. Right at night, I've been going to bed so late. This past couple of weeks, or in general, I don't know if you guys have felt the same way, but for me, July was one of the longest months in the world. July was so long, like it was a month that would never end, and so many stuff happened in July. It's insane. I messed up my whole nighttime routine. Going to bed like 3, 4 in the morning, going out so much. Gotta take a little reset from that. Australia, Australia is my, wow. I really want to go to Australia. Australia has been one of in my bucket list. Australia, London. This place has been my bucket list. Australia has definitely been. How is it over there? Is it hot over there? What people saying? It's winter now. About 50. So here, Miami's hot. Miami's always hot. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like so sunny outside. Well, Miami's bipolar. It's like it can be sunny up to 100. Let's see. Right now, Miami is This is the weather right now. We're like at 80 degree. This is what Miami's at right now. My other hometown is at 76, Boston. I think I might go to Boston soon too. Look at this. We're not getting any type of confirmation. Like, this is the things that I'm not liking at all. Like, it's doing exactly what we want, but there's no entry confirmation. Like, we had the buys here, no confirmation. We had the buys here, no confirmation. Another buys here, no confirmations. It just keeps going up. So I guess we're gonna have to wait to see if it does reject it, or if we're gonna start seeing that little drop towards the downside. But yeah, let's see. US 30. What is that one doing? This one is fucking flying. I can't believe I got stopped at a break even in this trade. That would have been a monster trade. Almost a 1-9 risk to reward. 900 points. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy as fuck. But yeah. So we're gonna call this a day now. I'm gonna give you guys the update as well on the groups. So if you guys have any questions, anything, you guys can obviously text us through Instagram. You guys can text us through the app, through the Wolf Info. I'm gonna leave the link down below so you guys can obviously text us. But this is pretty much it, guys, for the live call. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I will give you guys an update as well with the trade here. So let's see if we're able to catch that move that we want. So let's see. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy. Peace out, guys.
Recordings.